What is the most common movement that's going to trigger back pain in many of our clients? It would be spinal flexion going forward. We call this a spinal flexion intolerance. Let me make sure you can see me. And a spinal flexion intolerance is where my student here, Phil, goes, yeah, and then he goes, ow! And we get the wincing of the teeth, and we maybe get a hand. We get this sort of pulsing. This is not where we'd like to be. The two movements that we want to be most cautious of, firstly, is full flexion of the spine. The second one would be deep extension of the spine. Both of these are potentially triggering. Here's what's weird. You'll have students who have a herniation, very often here, it's posterior off to one side, really common, and they'll feel terrible in forward bends after a certain point, but many times they can do back bends, not always, but many times they'll be an up dog and they'll be like, oh, I'm so glad I came to this class, it's perfect. And then they'll be a down dog and they'll feel good, and then they'll come forward to erect, and you get the wince. A forward flexion intolerance does not necessarily mean they can't bend backwards, and vice versa is true too. So you want to test in a very careful way. Hey, how does that feel? Okay, back off a little bit. That's your limit for today.